a place on earth. Guess what? It literally is, if you have faith, that the voices in your fucking head are mom and dad, father and mother, God, they're all three. Jesus is literally all of us. Hey, want to hear something sick? We're all Jesus. I do have powers, so do you. You just don't have faith. So when somebody has faith, they question yours. What? Oh, was that backwards? I'm not sure. We're literally all looking in mirrors all the time. So if you don't like certain things about your life, look at your relationships and realize that God literally gave you the exact mirror or opposite of yourself. You get to choose in the person that you see what is good that you like about them, and anything you don't pick up. You can pick up the things you like. Oh, is that a symptom of narcissism and mirroring? Maybe. It's a symptom of trying to grow and relate and learn from each other, which is why we need good parents, which is why we need healthy homes and love. And if we all patiently wait to have sex till we're about 30 or 31 years old, and the mama can make the mess and the nest to be a soft place to land, we will sacrifice our husbands, but we don't sacrifice our sons. And Mother Earth literally sacrificed her son is Jesus Christ, the son, us, our brother. We all had a chance, and you still do. Jesus literally always saves. Why not try? What is there to lose? You're not going to hell. It's on earth. We're here. Heaven, earth, and purgatory, as it was in the beginning, is now, and shall be forever.
What's up, a Cinema Shogun here, and TikTok star Gabby Hanna continues to just spiral out of control, live on TikTok for the whole entire world to see. Literally, I just read a comment on one of her videos, someone saying that they got their popcorn ready to watch her mentally break down online. And it's almost as if there is nothing that anyone can really do about it. Now, I know a lot of you all are probably like me, and you didn't even know this woman existed. And you didn't know anything about the current situation. I personally believe that this woman's life is in danger. I feel as if something isn't done today, tomorrow, the next day, then I'm not so sure there will be a Gabby Hanna anymore, if you just want me to be blunt about it. Because as I'm going through these videos that she's posted, it just continuously gets worse. And she keeps talking about how she went to heaven for a little while, but she decided to come back down to earth for us. And I don't know. I mean, she's talking spacey out of her head, but when I hear stuff like that, it makes me think like, oh, you're on the verge of like ending yourself. But like I was saying, I know a lot of you all might not know about the situation or not know who she is. So let's take a look at a couple of clips so we could get a better idea of what's going on here. And I'll provide a little bit of a background, give you a better idea of who she is. But listen, it would take me weeks on end, literally weeks on end, to just dive all the way into all of the dramas that this woman's been a part of. It's like she is the walking embodiment of drama in a way. But when you look at her, you wouldn't get that vibe. I don't know. I mean, maybe that's just me. But when I saw her breaking down, last night before I started doing my research into her, I never would have imagined that she was this downright ugly of a person. And I don't mean that outside, I mean inside. And it just baffles me. It always baffles me that these are the type of people that our society loves, and these are the type of people that our society boosts up. It's like back in the day, you used to have talent to get famous or to be, someone that people looked up to. Now you just have to be crazy. I literally believe that some of these movie companies, music companies, what have you, I honestly, and I mean this 100%, I honestly think that they aren't necessarily looking for talent anymore. They're looking for insanity, because regardless of what people might like to say, insanity is entertaining. Someone going off the deep end and doing crazy stuff, that's content. That's what people want to watch right now. But with all that being said, like I said, you would have to do your own research. There's an extensive history about all of the foul stuff this woman has done, but let's just go ahead and hop in the clips and I'll provide you the backstory, and I'll be right back with my thoughts.
So I can enjoy the second half of my life and dedicate it to saving the world instead of myself. Open your eyes. God has blessed me because I made all the right wishes. And now it's my burden to help you ungrateful. You are my cross to bear. You guys are so mean. And I still have to help you. My house is paid for. My house is paid for. It's almost like, I don't need the approval of anybody. But God herself. It's almost as like I'm in heaven. And you're all still stuck in hell. And if I don't save you still. I'm sorry, sweetie. I'm gonna keep reminding you that I'm Middle Eastern. And I have always been Middle Eastern. But for some reason, isn't it so weird that the world insists on seeing me as white? Because if I was a woman of color, as I am, thank you, Jesus, you might have to fucking repent for the way you mistreated us. You know what I mean? I get it. The good news is, I'm sorry.
Hanna rose to fame on social media in the early 2010s. She amassed around 5 million followers on Vine by uploading skits to the app, which allowed users to post 6-second videos until it got shut down in 2016. Ever since then, Gabby has been at the center of several different controversies. There is all types of drama surrounding her. Hanna, after the collapse of Vine, she turned her attention to YouTube, and she created a YouTube channel around 2014 named The Gabby Show. She went on to win the internet competition Dance Showdown before moving to LA and briefly working at BuzzFeed. See right there? Once you move to LA, that's when you really got to start worrying. I'm telling you right now, I see so many people who move to LA and then they just go crazy. I wonder why. But anyways, her YouTube page, which currently has more than 5 million subscribers, continues to grow. And she was nominated for Choice Comedy Web Star at the 2019 Teen Choice Awards. She has also tried her hand at several other ventures, including music and poetry. Hanna released a book of poems titled Adultolescence in 2017 and debuted her single Out Loud around the same time. She came out with her second book, Dandelion, in 2020 and has continued to release music, including her album that came out not too long ago, Trauma Queen. Oh man, social media is a weird place. And I believe social media is responsible for a lot of these people going off the deep end. And unfortunately, when you go off the deep end on social media, people are just going to watch. People are enjoying the show. In fact, people are encouraging and defending this behavior. We see it all the time. We see it all the time. All of these celebrities, they lose their minds and their fan bases defend them the whole way down to their early grave. Yet, when looking at Gabby Hanna, I don't want to say I understand why a lot of people seem not to care, but I can give you a better idea of why a lot of people don't care. Because of all of her past stuff. This woman's been through situation after situation, and she's burnt a lot of bridges. While she's having this manic meltdown, she's going on these racial rants. She's, she's basically, I can't even say the words of what she's doing, but she's going on these racial rants. She's going on these religious rants. That right there, you're already offending a lot of people. You're offending the Christians and you're offending people of color. And everyone's pissed at her. So while she is having this breakdown and on the verge of on the verge of just taking herself out, people are canceling her. People aren't trying to get her help. They're like, oh no, F this woman. Cancel her. We never want to see her again after what she said. And I have mixed feelings about that because this woman's literally going off the deep end. Maybe now isn't the time to try to cancel her. Maybe now is the time to try to get her help. I understand that she's saying a lot of gross things, and I will never make excuses for that. But can we at least, get her help and then put her in check? Talk about the future of her career later. Let's at least make sure that she doesn't do something that she can't come back from. But then, like I said, as I go through her history, there are other situations where she pulled, I don't want to say this type of stuff because this is a whole new level, but she's acted kind of crazy in the past. She's acknowledged the fact that she has a bipolar disorder, but I feel like a lot of the craziness that she does, it's for attention and it's for promotion. And since I made my first video on the topic, I had a couple of people reaching out to me telling me that this is just a character that she plays. She released a new album not too long ago. And they're telling me that she just plays this crazy character. She's not really crazy. But then again, I hear that from every crazy celebrity's fans. And I never know when there's some truth to it or if it's just, oh, you're in denial that, someone you're a fan of has gone off the deep end. So there is talks of that out there. There seems to be a good portion of people who don't believe that she's really going through this. They believe that this is just another one of her little stunts because of the type of person she is. And then the main factor that comes into play for me is the fact, like I told you all when I was giving you all a little bit of her backstory, she's bullied people, literally bullied people into ending their lives before. And once you do something like that, there's not really much coming back from that in my eyes. I'm a forgiving person, but there's some things I simply cannot accept, and there's some things I simply cannot forgive. And if you bullied someone off the deep end to the point that they took themselves out, then I don't see how or why you still have a platform. How and why does this woman still have a platform? It's very dangerous. It's very dangerous for someone that does things like that to have so many blind followers that will follow up with her every move. But a large portion of the reason why this has been allowed to go on and people are just watching and I guess laughing and eating their snacks is because they know of this woman's history and they absolutely hate her and they feel like she deserves everything that she's going through right now. Now, in my opinion, I don't know this woman. I just found out she existed last night. And I just started doing a little research today and a couple of you all reached out to me with some information that was very helpful. But every tidbit of information that I got from anyone about this woman, it's all basically been negative. It's all basically been about the random stuff that she's put herself into. And I think that a lot of these social media influencers, they have an addiction to involving themselves in drama because they can't create on their own. You know, they have to create drama in order to get attention, because without the drama, they're not as interesting. But people have been asking, what can we do to help? Can we send, law enforcement for a wellness check? Well, it turns out, ladies and gentlemen, law enforcement has been there multiple times. And it's very obvious that she's going crazy when they come. But she does tighten up just a little bit. She straightens her act just a little bit. But once they leave, she's right back to doing her nonsense. Let's just go ahead and take a look at this clip.
The brave, wise men at the precinct who traveled to me tonight, thank you. And because I cannot tell a lie, because I do not want to be punished by my mother and my father, I'm going to follow through on my promise to the officer and post this video and tell you guys again that I'm okay. Are you? The brave, wise men at the precinct. Just a friendly reminder, I have yet to threaten harm on myself. I have yet to threaten harm on anybody else. No, really. If you disagree, go find where I threatened harm on myself or anybody else. I'll be waiting. We'll be waiting.
You know, the scariest part about this situation is that nothing can be done. It's not illegal to go crazy. It's not illegal to lose your mind and post it on TikTok. And I'm not saying that there should be laws against that. You know, I'm all for people's freedoms to do it as they choose. But where do we reach a point where someone has to step in? And I don't like people like infiltrating and bothering people's lives. I like privacy. But when do people step in when we see something like this happening? When millions of people watch someone lose their minds right in front of their faces, on the verge of complete and utter destruction, when can someone step in? Law enforcement has gone over there multiple times. There's nothing really that they can do. When you're losing your mind like this, the only help you're ever going to get is if you have someone close to you that is willing to let you know that, hey, you're going through some things. You need to go get checked out. You need to talk to somebody, something. I've had to have that conversation with a friend before. It's difficult. It's extremely difficult looking someone in their eye, a friend that you've known for years, who had always been in a good place mentally, and now you see them breaking down and going through these episodes. That is a extremely difficult conversation to have. And it's a conversation that so many people shy away from, and that's why we have so many tragic cases, because everyone is afraid to speak up. Everyone is afraid to involve themselves in these sticky situations, if you will. Because it's not a comfortable conversation. It's never the conversation that you want to have, but it's a conversation that can save someone's life. So when you have someone like this spiraling out of control and going off the deep end, the only thing they can count on is if they have a good friend or a family that cares. And when you're someone like Hanna or Gabby Hanna, and I'm assuming you have tons of money, you have tons of followers, and these followers are telling you, like, are acting as if this is good. They're encouraging this. It just makes it worse. It adds so much fuel to the fire. Imagine someone going crazy, but instead of everyone like, hey, shake out of it, you're going crazy, everyone's like, oh my God, yeah, you're going crazy. This is awesome. Please post more TikToks of you talking about coming from God. Like, oh my God, yas, queen, yas. Yas, queen, go on those racist rants. We love those racist rants. Oh my God, what color lipstick are you using to draw all over your mirror in the bathroom? That's a great color, yas, queen, yas. We love what you're writing all over your walls, yas. When you're having a breakdown, I mean, I can only imagine. Just put yourself in that mental space. I mean, obviously you can't, but Just think about it. You're losing your mind completely to the point that you think you're talking to an alien god, and you think that you're black even though you're not. This woman made a video saying that she's black. But just think about you going through this situation. And not only do you not have a support system telling you, hey, you need help. Instead, you have 13 million people telling you, let's do it, do more videos, do more TikToks. What do you think that's going to do to this woman? It's very clear that this woman almost has like a godlike complex from the stuff that she's saying. It's like she views herself as a god. And that sounds just like Ezra Miller. It sounds like so many of the celebrities that we look at. I'm telling you. Everyone wants to be successful, including myself, but I think there's levels of success that I never want to reach. I never want to reach a level of success to where I just become totally ignorant to everything around me, to where I become so full of myself that I allow myself to go through something like she's going through. It's the epitome of like, you're living the American dream, but at what cost? You understand? Like, yeah, you got the money. Yeah, you got the views. Yeah, you got the audience. Yeah, you got the nice house, but at what cost? I would prefer my mental health and stability over any amount of money, over any nice things. My mental health and my wit, my sharpness, my ability to just comprehend things like a normal person. I'm not trying to say like, oh, I'm super smart genius. I'm just saying my ability to think somewhat like a normal person and form thoughts and opinions, like I would choose that over unlimited amounts of money and wealth or whatnot. But while we're on this topic of Gabby Hanna getting help, it seems as if her own family is like kind of brushing it to the side, telling everyone, hey, nothing to see here, leave us the hell alone. Actually, let's just go ahead and dive right into what her sister had to say, because I thought it was kind of interesting. So Hannah's sister, Cecilia, is lashing out at fans who are tagging her in the comments under Gabby's videos. And most of these commenters, they're looking out for Gabby's best interest. They're concerned about Gabby. Yet Cecilia is getting frustrated and irate. And she's telling everyone that this is none of your business. She even said, this video was filmed and posted a day before anything was happening, or at least before we were aware. We were all in Pennsylvania and she's in LA. What does that have to do with anything? That's your sister. If you see your sister breaking down and talking about the fact that she's God while drawing on her freaking bathroom mirror with lipstick while doing weird gyrating dances and having racial rants, just throwing everybody under the bus, I mean, you should have been on the first flight there. We shouldn't even be hearing these comments from you. You should be there. Not attacking people who are like, hey, please, no. You should be there by your sister's side. And I don't care what type of nonsense you may have gone through with your sister before. Family is family. And at times like this, you have to stick together. But here's what else she has to say. We are doing what can be done from here. At the end of the day, you are all strangers on the internet, and none of it is your business, regardless of your level of concern. Yeah, I mean, we are all strangers on the internet. But don't get your head too high here. I think some of these people, their heads get too big. We're all just random strangers on the internet. So is Gabby Hanna. Yeah, maybe she's a stranger on the internet that happens to have more strangers on the internet following her than other strangers on the internet. But it's not like the whole world is strangers and Gabby Hanna is the focus of reality. But it seems like by this comment, it's almost as Cecilia doesn't realize that her sister isn't the center of our earth either. So her saying that we're doing whatever we can do from here, I don't doubt that, but get your ass up and go get your damn sister. It's really that simple. Get your ass up and go get your sister. Doing what you can from your house in Pennsylvania, no. That's not going to be good enough. And if something tragically happens to her, you're going to feel like garbage knowing that you sat in Pennsylvania and tried to ignore it. Cecilia goes on to say that she's an adult. And I am a 20-year-old on the other side of the country. Well, obviously, there's definitely some bad blood between her and her family. This doesn't read like the typical thing a sister would say. Maybe there's some jealousy, some envy. I mean, I'm sure it's hard for people like, your siblings uber famous for being a complete dirtbag and doing all types of nonsense, and you're just trying to live your life. So, like I said, this is one of those situations where karma comes back around, and when you're a bad person, people aren't going to be there to help you. So what is the real solution here? I think that's the answer everyone's looking for. And my answer is there is no solution. Law enforcement has come. They can't do anything. Half of her fans are praying and plotting on her downfall, as well as her enemies. Her own family's like, we're all the way across the country. I don't give a damn. So the only outcome is that we're just going to sit here and watch this happen. We're going to powerlessly sit here and watch this person lose their mind, like we've seen other people lose their mind on the internet before. Now, there is rumors that they came and they carted her off. I'm not so sure how true those rumors are. We will look into that more in another video. But for right now, I think the best solution for this problem isn't necessarily a solution for Gabby Hanna, but for the future of all Gabby Hannas out there. We need to start talking and having serious, heartfelt conversations in this country about mental health. We have to. It's just gone too far. I wake up every day and I look around me and I feel out of place. I feel as if I am on the outside of a snow globe, looking in at the entire world just getting shaken to hell, just shaken to high hell. And it's like, you're trying to see the little figures and images within the snow globe, but there's just too much snowy stuff flying all around. We're living in a big ball of confusion that is floating in the middle of space. And I can't help but to just, I lose hope in humanity a little more every single day. It's like I'm an optimistic person, so I always hope that things can get better. Maybe people will realize this. Maybe people will see this. Maybe people will make changes. But if I'm being realistic with you, it's not getting any better. It's only going to get worse. I am scared as hell to bring kids into this world right now. Bringing kids into this world right now is a very scary thing. When you look around and see everything that's happening. But we just have to start having these conversations. And I never wanted to have these conversations here on my channel, but it just seems like it kind of came my way. And we just have to stop enabling stuff. We have to stop being so soft. I think that's one of our biggest issues, is we are so soft. We're so PC, so politically correct, so woke, that we can't call out things when we see it. The problem is with people like Gabby Hanna and these celebrities that lose their mind, when you say, hey, I think this person may be crazy or there may be something wrong with them, you get attacked. You get attacked constantly. Constantly, almost as if you did something terribly wrong to someone simply for pointing things out. But that's where our society has come. They want to put you in a corner and silence you if you point out things that are very obvious. They want everyone to be like robots and go about one way of thinking, one way of acting, and you can't call out bad, weird behavior anymore. There's just so much stuff and within our society that is going on right now that should never be happening. Think about the conversations that we're having. Men get pregnant too, and this person could be that, and this person thinks they're a cat. I mean, we're one step away from litter boxes in public restrooms because now people are identifying as trees and mermaids and stuff. It's just like, what the hell? And then if you say it's crazy, or you're like, hey man, I don't think really men can get pregnant, or I don't really think, maybe you should put a litter box in the bathroom. It's like, you're a bad person, you're a bigot, how dare you call this out? So it's almost as if we are being forced to accept the craziness. It's like the powers at play here are almost trying to force us to accept this mass psychosis, if you will. Because there's no excuse why people get talked down on so much whenever they try to help or try to point out things that are very obvious. Now, people have been questioning, is this woman on drugs? Is this woman doing this? I think that could be a factor, but in my opinion, I think this is just a mental breakdown. I don't think this is necessarily psychedelics or rocks or whatever the hell you want to call certain things. I think this is just a psychotic breakdown. I understand why one would think that maybe drugs are involved, but maybe this is lack of medication involved. Maybe that's the problem here. But whatever it is, even if there is some types of substances included here, in no way, shape, or form do I believe that's just the case. I believe this woman's unraveling, and it's only a matter of time before it gets worse. But there has been other updates, and I will cover them in the next video. Trust me, it gets crazier. Oh, yeah, it gets way crazier. So we'll get into that in the next video, but for now, I'm going to end it. I want to hear your thoughts. Let me know down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all in the next video.